People rarely succeed unless they enjoy what they do. Hi everyone, happy day to you. I am Manju Sharma, and in today's session, I will help you understand the importance of modifiers in a sentence. This is a part of the series on sentence correction, which plays a significant role in the various competitive exams. What exactly is a modifier? A modifier is a word or a phrase which describes, modifies, or qualifies any other word in the same sentence. It can either be a single word adjective or a single word adverb, or it can be an adjectival phrase or an adverbial phrase. That is anything that modifies something else in a sentence. Now, these modifiers can be erroneous in three ways. First, they are categorized as the misplaced modifiers. As the name indicates, a modifier which is not written in its correct place in a sentence is called a misplaced modifier. Now, what you have to do first of all is that you have to identify which is the word or which are the words that modify something else in that statement. To figure out what exactly is the modifier, try reading the sentence without that extra information. Even then, without that extra information, the sentence should make complete sense. To make it very easy for you to remember, just follow the three steps. First, identify the modifier. Second, identify what is being modified. And third, rectify the error in the statement using the thumb rule that says that the modifier in a statement should always be written immediately next to what it is supposed to be modifying. Take an example. The lady is playing the piano with fat legs. Now, first of all, identify the modifier. Step 1 says identify the modifier. What is that word or what are those words that are giving you that extra information in that statement? If you say that fat legs is the modifier, then try to read the sentence after omitting fat legs. Then the sentence will go like, this lady is playing the piano with full stop. Since you have removed fat legs, this still doesn't make sense. So, it is obvious that with fat legs is the complete modifier because the sentence makes complete sense even when with fat legs is removed. The sentence says, the lady is playing the piano. So to rectify and give the correct statement, pick up the modifier and place it right next to what it is supposed to modify or qualify. So the corrected statement will be, the lady with fat legs is playing the piano. Take another example. We will either go for a movie or dinner. Now follow the three steps again and first identify what is the modifier in the sentence. That is a word that gives you some extra information. It is either. Now next identify what is the word either talking about. That means what is being modified in the sentence. Now one must be careful while using words like either, neither, both, only, etc. because these words, they talk of some choices in the sentence. But in this given statement, the modifier either is placed immediately next to the word go. So do we actually have a choice of going or not going in the sentence? No. Whether it is for a movie or for dinner, we will definitely go. So pick up the modifier either and place it beside the choices, keeping the thumb rule in mind. We will go either for a movie or dinner because either gives you a choice of going for a movie or for dinner. Always remember to follow the three steps to make minimal mistakes. But in case we had a choice of going or not going. For example, we will either go for a movie or stay home for the party. Then it would be correct to place the modifier either before go because we have a choice of staying back also. So these sentences where the modifier is not in its correct place is called an error of a misplaced modifier. The next error that you can get in a statement can be of a dangling modifier. A modifier that cannot make out what to modify in a sentence. For example, blinded by the dust, the ball was kicked in the wrong direction. Now, if you follow the 3 steps, you will immediately recognize the modifier. What is that extra information in the sentence without which also the sentence will make complete sense? It is blinded by the dust. Because if we remove that, the sentence goes, the ball was kicked in the wrong direction, and that makes sense. Now, the second step asks you to identify what is being modified. So, in this sentence, what got blinded? The ball, the kick, or the direction? None of these. It is actually the player or the person who kicked the ball that got blinded. But that subject is missing in the sentence. Therefore, this is an example of an error of a dangling modifier. So please feel free to introduce a subject in the sentence, keeping the thumb rule in mind. So will the sentence go like, blinded by the dust, the ball was kicked in the wrong direction by him? Because him is the subject that you introduce? Again, no, because it does not follow the thumb rule. In fact, the correct statement should be, blinded by the dust, I or you or he or she, any subject, kicked the ball in the wrong direction, because we have to keep the thumb rule in mind. That is, the modifier should be placed immediately next to what it is modifying. So who got blinded? It is the subject who kicked the ball. So therefore, you have to introduce the subject immediately after the modifier. The last modifier error in a sentence can be an error of a squint modifier. When an adverb is placed between 2 verbs, it is called a squint modifier problem. Take an example. The student that is misbehaving currently needs to be punished. Now, in this particular statement, if you observe, you have misbehaving as a verb, currently as the adverb, and punished as the verb. So, in fact, you have one adverb which can modify any one of the verbs in the sentence out of the 2. Now, again, you follow the 3 steps and identify the modifier first. What is that extra information without which the sentence will still make complete sense? Obviously, it is the adverb currently. Now, to get the answer to the second step, we need to see what is the adverb modifying. Now, this adverb has one verb misbehaving before it and another verb punished after it. So, does the sentence imply that the boy who is currently misbehaving needs to be punished? Or does it imply that the boy who is misbehaving needs to be punished currently? To remove this ambiguity, we need to rectify the sentence, and here it can be done in 2 ways. First, put a comma to break the sentence and bring about clarity in the sentence. That is, the boy or the student who is misbehaving currently, comma, needs to be punished. So now you have made it very clear that the student who is misbehaving right now needs to be punished. But in case you want to say, or you want to imply that the student who is misbehaving should be punished right away, then the correct way of saying it will be, the student that is misbehaving needs to be punished currently, keeping the thumb rule in mind. That is all that you have to keep in mind while tackling a sentence with a modifier error in it. Just follow the 3 steps of identifying the modifier, identifying what is being modified, and then rectifying the error while keeping the thumb rule in mind. You will definitely end up with the right answers. So keep your cool, have the concepts clear in your mind, and apply those while attempting the questions. All the very best.